Well, good morning to anyone who's out there. Politically incorrect old white man here with in today's segment with comments on the shooting of or the assassination of Brian Thompson, the healthcare executive, by this Luigi Mangione young man, and in particular about the public reaction to this unfortunate incident. So there's no doubt, at least in my mind, that this gentleman is the perpetrator. He's more or less admitted it by yelling. I guess he didn't speak to his lawyer before he did this, and he yelled, "This is unjust and an insult to the intelligence of the American people," as he was hauled inside the courtroom for a hearing. Surprisingly, there's been a tsunami of support for this young man before the facts are even out. Apparently, he was not even a customer of this particular insurance company. So the theory that he had some particular personal beef with them is out the window. But as usual, people don't wait for the facts. They just expose their biases and their philosophies and see the facts be damned. Here in the Daily Beast, which we all know is on the left fringe, they're mocking or criticizing the right-wing reaction. On their view, the right wing, and probably more like centrist in reality, reaction to this event as pitching a fit over the online reaction. So here we have another example of the media doing what they do best, which is to divide the country, to inflame emotions, and to incite or egg on people on both sides. You have the right-wing media, you have the left-wing media, and it's good business for them to divide the country, eyeballs or money. And the more sensational and more worked up they can make their reporting, and the more they can work people up to view their content and their rah-rah commentary, the more money they make. So I was a little disappointed in Trump when he was interviewed by NBC this week and asked about when he was how he was going to unite the country, and the implication that it's on him by one of the guilty journalists in this division fest. I forget her name. Welter, I guess is her name. She was also one of the self-appointed fact checkers in the Trump. Was that the Trump debate? No, I think that was the vice presidential debate earlier this year. No, it was Trump debate. It was Trump versus the vice president Kamala, and so she, ironically, is putting the onus on Trump to fix the division when she's the root cause. And what Trump should have said is, it's ironic that you should ask that. You, more than anybody else, are responsible for the division in this country. And if you want me to do something about it, I'll be happy to. I will shut you down if you continue. Now, that would have brought out the baying hounds. But anyway, that's my thought on that subject. That's a bit of a diversion. So here you have a picture of Megyn Kelly and some other commentator, I don't recognize her, who are characterized as the MAGA power players pitching a fit. So here's what's really going on, in my opinion. This is more than, a story about Mangione and Thompson. This is more than a story about the healthcare industry. This is a story about capitalism and revolution. One has to wonder from the commentary, there's this groundswell of support that Mangione received, how many other people out there are willing to go to the same extent that he went to impose his worldview on society, which is that rich people are bad, corporations are bad, capitalism is bad, and we, the little people, are going to show you, and we're going to put the bullet in you. I think we're closer to not a civil war, but a revolution, a kind of grassroots revolution, violent revolution in this country, when you consider that pretty much most of the Antifa kids have either thought of doing something like this or are, willing to do something like this. And then you have the whole BLM crowd, who basically incited the formation of a black militia to go out and kill white people after the jury verdict on the subway strangulation case. They're clearly willing to do this. And all these people posting, most of them are keyboard warriors, but there's a good 10% of them that would, given the chance and the right incentive and the right rallying cry, would be happy to go out and start shooting white people, corporate executives, rich people, old people, anybody that these young firebrands perceive as a negative element of society. So then you've got to wonder, all these desperate immigrants that are now in this country without any means of income, you've got to wonder how many of them are willing to, go beyond just the criminal activity to political violence. And I think that's part of the agenda of what can I call them, the Bolshevik element in our society, which is led by some people in very high places, and up to including Kamala Harris. Her rallying cry of the election of freedom, unity, and freedom, unity, and equity is the same rallying cry that led to the guillotining of the upper class in France during the French Revolution. So I think there's a whole shadow hierarchy or shadow cell of people up to the highest levels in this country that are planning just such a violent attack on our institutions. That's what I think this story is about. It's not about Mangione and his perceived grievances. It's not about the healthcare industry. Insurance companies really, they're not necessarily bad or evil players. They just provide a valid service. They pool risk. You pay in a small amount of money every month so that in the event that you need a large amount of money, that pool is there and the money is shared. I really don't see the evil in insurance in general, or health insurance specifically for that matter. So those are my thoughts on this particular event. I hope I'm wrong, but I'm thinking we can expect more of the same. You know, this might be the Archduke Ferdinand moment of the American socialist revolution. And this also is tangentially relevant to the whole gun control debate. I'm sure that that's going to be the next discussion. You know, even though handguns are almost impossible to get legally in New York City. I lived in New York City back in the 80s. You cannot get you have to have a permit to own any firearm. So if you have a place in the Catskills and you go hunting in the hunting season and you own a hunting rifle, you have to go to the police station down there in the financial district and apply and fingerprint and all that stuff, and they might give you a permit to own a long gun. But forget about it. Handguns are extremely tightly controlled. So gun control is clearly ineffective, or was in this case. The guy apparently made this gun, this so-called ghost gun that was made on a printer, on a 3D printer. So this now, you know, the tangential question here is, what, if anything, does this portend for the gun control lobby? Are they going to try to use this event to step up their efforts to implement, as they call them, common sense gun laws or gun controls? So I will, in my next segment, excuse me, in my next segment, I will explore that avenue. I have some thoughts on the whole gun control debate. As I've mentioned, I'm a hunter, I'm a gun owner. I'm also a federally licensed firearms dealer. I've been one for over 20 years, and I'm a licensed importer of firearms as well. So I'm very familiar with the rules and regulations. I'm very familiar with the different types of firearms out there. And way back, I did post some thoughts on this whole subject of universal background checks, or as the anti-gun lobby is demanding. I'm going to expand on that now. I have some, after several more passage of several more years, I'm going to, I have some new views on that whole subject. And I think with the Trump administration coming in, we might see some really common sense gun control reform. Not what gun lobby wants, of course, but something that makes sense for both sides. So that's it for today. I wish you a government-free day.